while the body's out. I got the chassis painted. This is the parts table where it took everything off the engine. This is the transmission support. A little bit rough in some areas, so I'm gonna go ahead and start to clean up and blast some of these parts. Drive shaft can be painted. So I'm gonna start to clean these up, and I can go ahead and mount this back to the car. I'll have to take the battery support off. That kind of comes out across the fender a little bit. That'll be hard to put the body back in, so I've got the bolts here to bolt this back into the frame. I'll take this off and put that on after the body's on. Got the here's the clutch pedal, battery support, drive shaft with prime, oil canister with prime. Got the lid down there for that because it's black and this guy up here is red. Starter primed, and of course the main transmission support. So we're ready to put some coating after this dries. Okay, we got all the black chemical heat resistant coating. Things are drying here. Take a walk around. Here's the pedal now, nice and black. The battery tray, just still a little wet there. Drive shaft looking pretty good. Still drying. Here's the cap. Put that down there, nice and shiny. And then we've got the red oil filter canister. Looks pretty good. So we just gotta let that stuff dry and put it on the shelf until the motor comes back. Got the wheels painted and new rubber mounted on them. So we'll get those put on the painted chassis here. Putting these at 80 pounds, 80 foot-pounds. Now we've got these Kaiser rims, and I noticed like this one looks really nice. This area is scuffed a little bit, I guess on purpose. It's got a lighter texture to it, and then some of these over here have some shiny areas to it. And I think I like the offset look of this more. So I'm gonna go in and just lightly scratch up the surface around these, and then I'll shine these up. See, now that I've cleaned this up, this is actually like a light silver paint, and then the rest of it's all polished. I can clean that up, and so I can either mask off all of these and paint that silver, which I think that'd be the nicest looking thing. So I think I'll go down that path. Got the first one ready to paint. So I've made this template, taped off the center. I'm just going to lay that on there so overspray doesn't get on the other part. And then I'm just going to spray this from the top down. On the first one I was making little pieces to go around. On the second one I found a little bit better way. And if you start out here and just make sure you're catching all the little grooves down through there so it doesn't stretch the tape too much. And then you can just, instead of trying to make a whole bunch of little pieces to make a circle, you can just cut this circle out with the knife. Works a lot easier. After I get the tape like that, just run my fingernail along this edge. Give me a nice good cutting surface with the knife. And then I do the same thing with that K for the Kaiser emblem that's on there. Just gotta trace it and really mash that down with the thumbnail so it gives a real nice line to follow with the knife to cut. Now we've got the nice outline of the K and the circle. And we just go and cut this tape away so we can expose that silver area that we want to put the paint on. Get me a new knife blade. This one's wanting to roll the tape every once in a while. Paint's dried a little bit, so we should be able to take these masks off now and see what our final product's looking like. Try to always peel the paint, the tape perpendicular to the tape. Peel the tape perpendicular to the paint so it kind of breaks it. Looks pretty good. I think it'll work. Okay, now we got the all the wheels. Got the hubcaps painted on there with the K. Got the yellow rims on. Tires look nice. So I'll be ready to take this chassis over to the body once I get the engine. The engine should be in this Friday, and we can drop the engine and transmission in here, and then we'll be moving along. So I was going to put this cross member back on for the transmission down here, because we'll be getting things ready for that. And we see these 3 bolts, and there's a 4th one supposed to be there. I've got the bolts, but they've got these cylinders as spacers in the frame so you don't crush the frame when you tighten those. And they didn't weld those, so one of them fell down in there. And over here, same thing. One of the spacers is falling down, so I'm gonna try to fish those out of there somehow. Okay, I was able to fish the one up and get the 4th bolt on this side. Now let's see if we get as lucky on the other side. Okay, luckily I got all of those cylinders fished out of the frame, and I've got this side over here bolted to hold the frame in place, and there's tension on the frame, so I can't just push that forward and bolt that. So I'm going to put a strap from this frame up to the front on the car and start ratcheting that forward, and hopefully then I can tighten those bolts. Okay, so I'm trying to get this frame to pull forward to those bolts that are positioned there. Got the ratchet on there. Let's see if we can